Kevin McHugh, head of the academy at Harps. We're here at the ATU today for the big announcements. Dave Rogers is the new senior manager at the club. A big appointment by the club, a bold appointment by the club as well, taking him on a 4-year contract. But it's a big move for Harps, so it is, Kevin.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the standout things off the press conference was announcing the 4-year contract.
Yeah.
That shows the commitment levels on his behalf and also us as a club. And I know Ian mentioned the stadium, the facilities, and what we're trying to build from the underage up, attracting back our best players, keeping our best players, and attracting maybe the best in the Northwest to the club. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to be a long-term project. There's no point in, yes, we've set aspirations in there in regards making playoffs, and I'm sure that's what Dave's aspiring for, and we're obviously trying to get bounced back up, but there's a lot of spinning plates in the background that needs to be sorted first, and obviously progress the club as we go along. You know.
Yeah. He name dropped you several times in the press conference, Kevin. So obviously there's a plan there for the senior team and the academy to have very strong links going forward.
Yeah, I think like I've been beating this drum for years, Oisín. I think us as a club, especially with you're sitting in the middle of Derry and Sligo, we don't have the resources, the finances, or a big backer to come in and just throw money at us. We don't have that, so you have to grow your own. And that's not saying that it's going to be all underage next year. That's not the way it's going to be. It's not the way it's going to be at any club. But there has to be a certain percentage that comes through every year, or at least gets the opportunity to come through every year, and that's what we're trying to build towards. Sustainability, and if you can do that and players believe that there's actually a pathway there, then you'll attract even better players, and you'll attract players from other clubs that maybe are not getting in at other clubs, and they might see Harps as the pathway. So I think that's hugely positive.
Yeah.
And that's his background for the last 7 or 8 years. I know he's worked in men's football, and obviously his League Ireland experience speaks for itself. But his expertise in dealing with underage players at 21s and up as far as 23s at Nottingham Forest speaks for itself.
Yeah. Was it an easy decision then for the board and the selection committee to appoint Dave?
Well, I don't know nothing about the selection.
Do you feel it when?
Well, I can hear Ian's voice. You can hear Ian saying, yeah, it was like he was the standout candidate, and according to Ian, his interview just blew everybody away. So. And you can see from his press conference how he can blow people away. You know, he's a very good communicator, very passionate, very, very energetic. That's what I remind about him as a player. Playing against him and with him, his energy and his enthusiasm for the game is just infectious. You know.
Yeah. Just back to the academy. So now moving forward, what's the plan overall for the academy? Because there's been a lot of really hard work put in, Kevin, from yourself and the coaches that are on you over the last number of years.
Yeah, I have to commend the backroom team. We have in the office, Ashley and John, especially, and then all the coaches that we have at the academy. Like a lot of these are volunteers, and the amount of commitment they give to me and the club is second to none. And people have to know that. People have to respect that. What they're trying to do day in day out to develop players from all corners of the county. Like we had a graphic up last night at one of the registration nights, and it's an amazing graphic when you can see everybody's from as far as from Glen. In Malin Head, it's fantastic. We've been dotted all around the county, so that's a huge positive for the club as well, and that's something we're looking to build on. You know.
Yeah, but obviously it's one of the most joyful things for the academy will be seeing players lining out at senior level for
that's
years to come.
Yeah, that's going to take time. Yeah. That's going to take time. Dave obviously has to get a good balance there. Has to be competitive, he can't just bring them into an environment where there's no senior players, and you need senior players and you need experienced players to help bring them on. You need role models in there, and that's what we're hoping for. If we were to get one through this year, that'd be fantastic. You know what I mean? For us as the academy, we get one through every year. That's fantastic. But we'll be a wee bit more ambitious than that over the next number of years. So.
Was the first division maybe a better breeding ground to bring these younger players through?
Yeah, it's a good point. I would say you're 100% right. But we're not a first division club that's just there to survive. We've been in that. We've been caught in that kind of spinning circle for the last, since I've known back in 1998. It's always either fighting and throwing money to stay up or fighting to get up, and that's the way it's been. And for the last 20 years, we've basically had nothing really. We can look around and go, well, we've invested heavily in that, and we have now an infrastructure or a gym or a setup, or we haven't got any of that. So I think now's the time to have a balance, have a competitive first team, develop your academy, and also look after your structure. So in 3 to 4 years' time, that you have something really sustainable they work for. And that's, to me, that's smart play for the club, you know.
Could we possibly be going into one of the most exciting periods for Finn Harps Football Club? With the new stadium coming, with a new manager in place, trying to put structures in, so down the line that Harps are in a much better place, Kevin.
Well, that's the whole aim. You have to be ambitious. You have to set your targets. There is KPIs for Dave. There's no doubt about it. There's no avoiding that for him. On a personal level, there's KPIs for me as the head of the academy, and there's KPIs for Ian, the chairman, and the director. So yes, we're ambitious. And again, if we fall short of that, then so be it. But at least try and aim high and see where it gets us. You know.
Okay. Very best of luck, Kevin. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, Oisin.